Meet the MM8108-EKH01 Evaluation Kit, your launchpad for Wi-Fi HaLow development. The EKH01, it brings together our globally certified MM8108 Wi-Fi HaLow module, along with a Raspberry Pi, giving you robust hardware, a flexible OpenWrt software platform, and an easy-to-use web interface. So whether you're a developer or just starting out, the EKH01 is a solid base for prototyping and exploring long-range, high-throughput Wi-Fi HaLow connectivity. It's perfect for proof-of-concept projects from smart home devices or industrial sensors. The EKH01 is a powerful platform to get you building with Wi-Fi HaLow. Let's unbox it. We will set it up and I'll show you how to get started. Compared to the HaLow Link 1, the EKH01, it stands out because it has more processing power, expanded connectivity, and greater flexibility for developers. With the Raspberry Pi under the hood, it packs load of punch with higher compute, tons of memory, and a range of ports which are perfect for proof of concept development. There's an SD card which comes super handy for quickly swapping in and out different software images or even doing A/B testing against the same exact hardware. Designed for the savvy software engineer, it gives you the freedom to build your own solutions on top of the OpenWrt platform. You can install software packages, you can write and run code locally, and of course, write your own software and download it directly to your EKH01 using the web interface. It's fantastic for rapid prototyping and development. Now we'll unbox the EKH01 kit. And inside, you'll find a quick start guide to help you get up and running fast. Of course, an EKH01 device, a Wi-Fi HaLow SMA antenna, an Ethernet cable, and a mains to USB-C power supply. And this comes with all the headers you need for your region. Everything you need to get up and running with the EKH01. Let's take a quick look at the EKH01 and what's on the kit. So here we have a USB-C port. You can use the power supply that comes in the kit to power the EKH01 here. We have two mini HDMI ports, an audio jack. We have USB-A connectors here. We have an Ethernet port, a DPP QR code for provisioning, and then we have some LED status lights here to let you know what the device is up to. And then on the bottom, we have an SD card slot. This will come pre-programmed with the latest version of OpenWrt to get you up and running fast. Setting up the EKH01 is easy. We simply get our Wi-Fi HaLow SMA antenna and wind it on. Then we connect up our Ethernet cable. This goes directly to our PC. Then we'll plug in our USB-C power with the power adapter that comes with the kit. And we'll see we have some LEDs showing status. We wait about 30 to 60 seconds, and then we can log on to the device on our PC. And now after boot up, we simply go to our IP address, 10.42.0.1, and then we land on the web interface login page. The default device out of the box, it will be username as root, and the password is left blank. So we simply log in, and then we land on the welcome page. Here, we have to select our country of origin. So in this case, I'll be in Australia, but of course you can select Canada, Europe, United Kingdom, Japan, or the US. So AU for me. Then we need to select a host name. This will come pre-populated, and a password. For this demo, I'll just leave the password blank. Click apply, and then the EKH01 will be set up with those configurations. Now we land on the actual wizard. We're given three options. So we have a standard Wi-Fi HaLow. This is for connecting an access point to a client. We also have 802.11s standard mesh network, and then also easy mesh. So for these two, you'd simply walk through the setup that's provided by the wizard. But in our case here, we will select standard Wi-Fi HaLow. Then we have to select whether this device is going to be an access point or a client. So here, I want this one to be an access point. And we see our network diagram will update here. We're working on this access point here, and we can set it up with multiple HaLow clients connected over our HaLow network. Click Next, and now we select our SSID and our passphrase for our access point. So it comes pre-populated with this SSID here. And for the ease of the demo, I'll change this password to be basically the SSID with an exclamation mark. I'll leave it as 8 megahertz bandwidth, and channel 44 is fine. So click Next. Now we get to select whether we have an upstream device connecting us to the internet or not. So we have the option for getting internet connection over Ethernet. You can even connect over your phone with a USB cable. And lastly, you can connect with a cellular dongle. So you can have it plugged in over USB to give yourself internet there. In our case here, we'll just select none and go next. And then on the final screen, it shows us our full network diagram here. So we have our Wi-Fi HaLow access point. We can connect to it via Ethernet over this IP address here. And then our Wi-Fi HaLow clients can connect to our access point over this SSID. So if I click apply, it will then configure and set up the EKH01 in access point mode. And then that's it. The wizard's complete. We can leave the wizard and our EKH01's fully set up. And then we land on the Morse Micro web interface landing page. Here we get an overview of all the different information. So we have the HaLow devices on our network. There are none at the moment. We have our local network DHCP leases. Here's our network diagram we saw before. We can see some network interfaces and then the latest or the current running version. In my case, I'm running 293. On the left-hand side here, we have the wizard section. So we can rerun this wizard, which is the exact same interface we just ran through at any point in time if we want to change the configuration of the device. We can also upgrade on the upgrade screen here. So if you have an internet connection, you can upgrade or check for upgrades automatically. And then this one here, we can manually download new software that we've either downloaded from the Morse Micro GitHub website, or if we built our own software, we can download it from the web interface directly to the EKH01. And then there's also a really nice quick config page to set up and change some quick configurations. So here we can select our IP addresses, and we can also change the configuration for our HaLow radio, the SSID, the password, the bandwidth, and the channel. Now, with our EKH01 AP set up and ready to go, we want to set up a HaLow client to connect to our access point. And here, I've prepared another MM8108-EKH01, but this one is our dash cam version. This comes preloaded and pre-connected with a camera module directly on the kit itself. So we can run a video stream over our Wi-Fi HaLow network. For us to do that, we simply disconnect our access point. And then I will place this about 2 meters away. And then we get our client, and then we wind on our SMA Wi-Fi HaLow antenna. And just like before, provide a USB-C power and an Ethernet line directly to our PC. We can then go to our computer and log in. With our client booted, we can log in via our standard IP address, 10.42.0.1. And the same thing, there's no password. And then we're greeted with the same welcome screen. I'll select Australia and then go apply. Then we'll select our standard Wi-Fi HaLow. This time we want to select client. And then as we can see, we're working on the client side now in the network diagram. Go next. And then we need to select how we're going to connect to our Wi-Fi HaLow network. We have two options, manual credentials or DPP for provisioning. In my case, I'll select manual credentials, and then I can scan for all available Wi-Fi HaLow APs for me to connect to. And there's a lot here because of course I'm at Morse Micro headquarters, but we know that the device we set up earlier is this one here. And then the passphrase is as we set it with an exclamation mark, and then we go next. We can set up our traffic mode. Here, I'll just select bridge, and then we're provided with the final network diagram, which is our HaLow client connecting to our access point over this SSID, and our Ethernet to our laptop will be provided with a DHCP lease. So we click apply, and we let that set up. Now with the wizard complete, we'll note here that the Ethernet line will lose the current IP address and it will be provided a new IP address. So we just leave that. And now we can disconnect our Wi-Fi HaLow client, and then I'll put this 20-30 meters away and we can connect to it with our access point. Back in one moment. With our HaLow client set up, I'll now grab the access point and bring that one back over and then plug that directly to my PC over Ethernet, and then we'll let it boot. And then going to our browser, we can log back in, and then here we can see this section here, this card, there is a current Wi-Fi HaLow connection made. And we can very quickly and easily have a look at our camera setup. We can get the video stream by going to services and then cameras. Now the access point, it will scan all of the Wi-Fi HaLow clients that are currently set up for video stream capabilities, and it will find them here and then display them. And with the client set up to our access point, we get a live video stream. And as we can see, it's another beautiful sunny day in Sydney, Australia. We have a few settings we can play with, but then it's that simple to get a live video stream communicating from our client over Wi-Fi HaLow to our access point. And what we can do next is have a look at our Wi-Fi HaLow traffic by simply going to status and then real-time graphs and then traffic here. So we can see the blue here is inbound traffic. This is from the client to our access point. This here was the video stream that it was sending through, and we should see that taper off. And it's that simple. You've got video stream from your client to your access point. When it comes time to start testing your Wi-Fi HaLow connectivity within your environment, the web interface has the perfect tool. You simply go to services and then range test. So this, as it says, is a network utility to perform static range tests from point A to point B. So I'm on our EKH01 access point, so then I can select which device I want to connect to. This is the client that we set up earlier. There's no password. And then here in the description, I can put in any information that best represents this test. In this case, I'll say test 1. And then next, what we do is we put in the coordinates for our access point and the coordinates for our client. You can get these from the browser. If your phone's connected, you can get your coordinates via your phone, or easily you can go into Google Maps. You can find your location, right click, and then grab the coordinates and paste them here and here for your client. And based off the coordinates, it will calculate the range that you're testing. For demo purposes, I'll say 1,000 meters. And then before we run the test, we'll have a quick look at the configuration. So we're going to be testing over UDP and TCP protocol. We'll do tests in both directions, send and receive, and our test length will be the medium length. And now we just press start test. So what this will do is it will set up an iPerf3 network and it will start communicating to your client over UDP and TCP as selected. So we'll let that run and we'll come back when it's finished. And with the test complete, we can scroll down and have a look at the results. So we can see that UDP send and receive throughput, and then TCP send and receive throughput. You can download your raw data here. This will have all the data. You can sift through exactly what happened. And then also, if we run multiple tests, let's say we set up the client in different locations, we can run each test and then the results will show up here as a table. So we can download all the results as a single CSV. And it's that easy to be testing your client and AP connectivity. It can be very handy, of course, to have an internet connection on your EKH01, both on your desk and then out when you're in the field testing. You can connect it in multiple ways, but I'll show you here how to connect it with a cellular dongle over USB. So we simply get our dongle and we plug it into any of the USB ports. And then I will give the EKH01 a power cycle. So I'll remove power and then plug it back in and let it boot up. And then we connect to our access point over the same IP address. We log in and then we just want to run the wizard again, standard Wi-Fi HaLow. We'll keep this as an access point. We'll leave this how it was set up earlier. But then this part here for the upstream network, we want to select dongle and the traffic mode will be router. We go next, and then we can see our network diagram. We have our access point. We'll connect over Ethernet to our PC. This time it will be a different IP address. We still have our HaLow clients being able to connect to our access point, but we'll have an internet connection through our dongle. So I click apply and let the configuration take effect. So with the wizard complete, we'll leave the wizard and I'll give the access point a quick power cycle and let it boot up. Okay, so now we're connected to our HaLow AP under this new IP address, and we simply log in. And to check if we have an internet connection, we go to Network and then Diagnostics. And here we can see we have a simple ping app, and we run that. We have an internet connection to openwrt.org. Next, now that we have an internet connection, we can very easily install new software packages directly to our EKH01. So that's under System and then Software. And then here we can see we've got plenty of disk space. So because we're running a Raspberry Pi, we can easily install packages over OPackage. We simply update the list available for the O-package library. And with the O-package list updated, we can see all the packages are currently available for us to download. So for example, if you wanted Python, you can install it here. But for our case, we will have a look at a Mosquito broker. So the one I want to install is this Lucy app-Mosquito. I simply press install and then install again. So this will install the Mosquito broker onto our EKH01 using an internet connection, and we can navigate to that in the web interface. So we dismiss this and we give the web interface a quick refresh and then scroll down under services. And now that we have our Mosquito MQTT broker set up, we simply install on our client and then we can communicate over MQTT. One last thing to have a look at is the web interface. It gives you fantastic tools to have a look at what's going on in the EKH01. So here, the one I like the most is the status and then channel analysis. So what it's going to do is behave like a signal analyzer and then let us know all the connections in our current Wi-Fi HaLow network, and we can see exactly everything set up on our HaLow network. And when you're ready to start doing software development, it's as simple as navigating to the Morse Micro GitHub website and then go to OpenWrt. You can clone the repo or you can download it as a release. Then when you have the repo, you can simply set up your build system using a Morse script that's provided. You then edit your code, you build it with make, and then you can download it directly to your EKH01 using the upgrade page. So here we can select manually upload firmware file. We browse to our image, and then we download it directly to our EKH01. And the great thing about having an SD card slot, if anything ever goes wrong with your software, you can simply power down your EKH01, remove the SD card, and with an SD card reader, you plug it in and you can reprogram it with a new OpenWrt image. So we can use a tool like Etcher to select our image, select our target. This will be the SD card I just connected, and press flash. And that image is the exact image I downloaded from the GitHub repo. So we'll let that flash and then we can plug it in back into our EKH01. So with the flashing complete, I can eject the SD card, remove it from my port, and reinsert it back into our EKH01. We'll reconnect our Ethernet line and our USB-C port and then let it boot up. Navigating to 10.42.0.1, we can now log in, and then as we can see, a fresh install, and we're back to the welcome page where we can select our region. And it's that easy. If anything ever goes wrong, you can simply reflash your SD card with a brand new image. The EKH01, it's ideal for developing connected solutions like smart meters, home automation, industrial control and monitoring, and agricultural and logistics networks. Wi-Fi HaLow's extended range and low power consumption makes it perfect for scalable deployments. That's the MM8108-EKH01 Evaluation Kit, your entry point into Wi-Fi HaLow development. For more information, check out our user guide, GitHub repository, and our community forum. So start exploring, innovating, and building the future of connected Wi-Fi HaLow devices.